very cute.
Thanks. Glad you like it. Oh shit, we're live.
We're here.
Wow, I just like ruined any monetization that quickly. You are adorable. I haven't looked at you
Really?
this whole because I've been trying to set this up.
Well,
You're
thanks.
so cute. They can't see you.
I'm little again
because you're
so
tiny.
You have to lower it.
Hold on one second. Let me see if I can do it.
Are you gonna do a tilt situation?
I mean, I'm just gonna try to do a little bit of one.
Okay.
I'm gonna lower it also because you
okay.
are just a tiny bear.
Well, I mean, you also have to squat.
That's okay.
Hi, you can see my whole face now.
So close. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hi, everybody. Let us know who's here.
Welcome.
Hold on. Can you stand there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess I could move back. Oh, there we go.
Whoa.
There we go. You're gonna have to do
guessing that's gonna be
squatting.
a little much.
Yeah.
That's the
No, that's
squatty
good.
potty over here.
Hey, T.
I think it'll help if I stand back some.
Oh, that's good.
What?
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, that helps quite a bit.
Ooh.
Hello, T. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing well. You doing well?
Today I'm going with a lime LaCroix.
And I am opening a 3-day-old bottle of Coke Zero.
Ew.
You drink it.
No, I'm just kidding. It's probably very flat though.
It is. But I'll be honest, I don't like over-carbonated drinks.
Yeah.
So I've got a really gross, weirdo story. Not story, but
I don't know if I know this.
You don't. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
So when I was, we're on the right one. Okay. When I was younger, when I used to be at my dad's house, I would take out at night. I would take out Coke, like a can of Coke or Diet Coke, and I would crack it before I'd go to bed, and I'd leave it out so that it would decarbonate
a little bit, and then you would drink it.
And then in the morning I would drink it, and everybody would make fun of me. They were all like, "What are you doing, man? What the hell are you doing over here?"
I'll say like sometimes. So I did that last night actually with my
Cheers,
LaCroix.
everybody.
Cheers. Because I was like, I love to have a sparkling water by the bed.
Ooh, that's good.
To drink in the middle of the night. It sounds weird, but it can't be too sparkling.
Yeah.
Because then you start burping up the bubbles and you're sleeping, and so I did that.
You snored so much last night, like so loud, y'all. I actually recorded it.
No, you didn't.
I genuinely did.
I would like to hear that.
I would like for you to hear. I can play it right now on here. Let's see who's gonna. Let's play chicken with this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a ballsy move on your part.
Is it bad? Do I say anything bad?
I'm just snoring. You're just snoring. You're not like...
I don't snore, you guys. You recorded it? What time was it?
What's the name?
No, what time was it?
That
I was snoring.
It was 12:52. Ready? There's a video here, but I won't show you that. I'm just laughing.
I don't know if that's snoring. It's like heavy breathing.
Okay, fair.
It's heavy breathing.
Okay. Then you know what?
You snore sometimes so loud.
I definitely.
It's like, and then I
have like bad snores. Yeah. And so, guys, guess how she wakes me up when I snore? Ready for this?
Okay,
I want to tell them.
So
you're proud of this.
I have to wait till you're done swallowing.
That's true. So I don't die.
So if I gently do, like, I play with it sometimes. So if it's a really bad one, I give him the benefit of the doubt, and I just, and then I go back and forth, and I squeeze the nose, and then I put my hand on his mouth. So then he's like, kind of forced to like.
If I ever don't wake up,
I never cover both.
Right. Sure.
That would be like horrible.
Yeah.
No, but I just give him a little, and then sometimes if it doesn't stop, I just do like this, kind of like tickle his face.
Every once in a while, she just like hits me with a pillow.
No, I never do that.
Sure.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Vicky.
P.S. How was the sound? I adjusted some of the settings, and I would like to know if the sound is any different, better, worse, or the same. It's the same.
Is it closer than it normally is?
It is a totally different microphone.
Oh.
Hey, Fachette. Okay,
Yeah, we were
everybody.
just talking about snoring.
We're just talking about snoring.
bad
'cause
Colt
So
snores.
last night, Angelina started snoring, or
It was heavily breathing, he
heavy
says.
breathing. And right after she started doing that, then you stopped, and I swear it was like yawning. Like you stopped, and Maya started, and then Maya, and Maya's got a snore like me.
Maya's got a big one.
Well,
So does Missy, actually.
Then Maya stopped, and Missy picked it up.
Really?
And I was like, are you guys just fucking with me? Like, are you just passing the snores around?
Missy has a big snore considering she's an 8-pound little floof.
You can hear Missy snoring
like in the other room.
The studio all the way to the bedroom. And she's in like a corner in the bedroom is where she spends her days because she's
sleeping.
Crazy. All right. Thanks a lot, y'all. Thank you for that. Sound is good. Very cool. I'm trying it out. We are building the studio. Y'all, yesterday we took this place apart and put it back together.
You know, when you move, like it's really, it's a lot to go through. So like we moved in and like set up a living area, but then there was like, when you don't want to go through those boxes and things, and there was just a lot we hadn't gone through.
There was a note
and figured out where to put it. Like,
yeah, I have like a weekly to-do list, a monthly, and then a daily. And on my weekly to-do list from last week, I didn't even get to it because there was so much stuff. It was clean out the corner and also finish the studio. And yesterday, we just like buckled down.
Yeah, but it feels so much better. Now we can like walk into
the room, which is so exciting. And that means we can also, today, the rest of my day, other than editing, is just getting started on kind of finishing building out the studio, which is really, really exciting.
Yeah. How are you guys?
Oh, man.
Good morning.
Hey, Claire.
Claire.
Liliana Danielle. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Cammie. Liliana, have you stopped by here before? You usually know everybody.
Liliana is active a little bit more on Instagram, but
gotcha,
I think Liliana has been here before occasionally. So I'm glad you're here.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, well, I guess let's get started talking about last week's episodes. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, me too. Wait, do we start from the refinery, or do we go?
Let's do the Thursday.
Let's do the Thursday first. Oh, right, because my brain is a little confused.
Well,
Yep. Well, it was a great video by you.
Oh, thank you.
But
it was a great story by you.
Exactly. This was not the healthiest relationship I was in. P.S.
Well, just in case anybody hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
The last Thursday's episode was called "She Doesn't Belong to You." Nobody belongs to anybody when you're dating. Like nobody
or
belongs
ever
to anybody ever, but at least you're tied like legally through marriage. Like there's something there. When you're dating, there's this thing that people have kind of assumed.
Yeah, and some people though,
this person gets to decide what I do, and that is some bullshit.
They think just because you're in a relationship, any relationship, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you get to exert your power over someone else. Like if someone really wants to do something, let them do it, even if it may not be the best for you, but then maybe that relationship isn't what you should be in, But either way, I was young. And what did you say? Oh, I have your ring. Yeah. Would you like to get married?
Yes, I think that would be super cool.
Stuck on the thumb.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Not a very good relationship. It was actually quite an abusive relationship, I would say, but learned a lot. But you were talking about a circumstance, a situation that I told you about, I think early on in our relationship. And you're like, what?
You always look at the thumbnails right after I make them and you were like, well, did you make a new one? Oh, that's so cute. But in the back it says club fight, club fight, club fight.
Oh.
Because, Ange tells me the story of this D-bag boyfriend that she used to have who shall remain nameless. But he was always doing that thing that guys do. And I don't know why a lot of guys.
And I don't either. I don't know why a lot of guys, and then I definitely fell into the trap. I'm like, please, everyone experiment, live your life. But I specifically, it wasn't that I liked to make out with girls at the club. I liked to do it because I would get attention, and that positive, I thought, attention was reinforced, every time I would, girls would make out. I would make out with girls. Like, it was just a thing. I don't know if that still happens, but in the, in the 90s, 2000s, that would happen. I shouldn't say the 90s. I was a child. In the 2000s,
when you were 11?
No. But I don't know. Has anyone ever experienced that? So I felt like, oh, I can get attention this way. It was just like part of the club culture. I don't really know. I was wild and nuts.
It was a thing that happened all the time in college. That was definitely not something that.
It's not like a new thing.
No, but I just remember it being this thing of like, like, you bet you're so into this. And I was always like, nah, not really. Like, I don't.
Yeah. That was interesting when you said that. If
you're into it, like, that's cool. Like, I guess.
Well, there were
it's going to provide some complications for us down the road.
Right.
So.
But like it'd be different if I was bisexual or into it, but it was purely to get attention. Yes. And it was confusing when we met because I was like, wait, you don't like that? Everyone likes that. No? Okay, I guess I'll stop.
I feel like so many guys just get so excited for there's a couple of things that I feel like kind of fall into place here. One, there's this kind of like, I don't want to say societal norm or pressure or whatever of guys being like, yeah, that's awesome. Girls making out. Oh, so hot. Oh, yeah. But it's like, obviously I can understand the attraction to it if, again, everybody's into it. But if you're just doing it because I'm like, this would be so hot. Yo, babe. This would be so hot.
And that's what it was.
That's so fucking gross. Like, what a weirdo. And also, like I say in the video, when was the last time that anybody here, throw it in the comments if you know any straight guy that is like straight guy, not into experimenting, but meets a girl who's like, I just really want you to, like, what would turn me on so much is if you just had sex with a guy or if you just made out with a guy. Like, that would just be so hot to me. I don't know anybody
that would do that.
That would be like,
okay.
Like, unquestioningly, just like, yeah, of course. If it gets me some attention at the club, like, maybe I should just make out with this guy.
No, it doesn't. It's just one of those, I don't know.
It's just
definitely
weird.
not a
so either way,
street.
Like I said, D-bag McGillicuddy.
D-bag McGillicuddy.
McGillicuddy.
Would promote this behavior, right? And so we're at this club, and a certain celebrity is at the table next to us.
He was 90s famous. I said very famous, but he was very 90s famous.
He was in our generation.
Famous.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I'm not really like, I wasn't like starstruck. I was like, cool, whatever. But his girlfriend and I actually hit it off when we were like talking and laughing and drinking shots, and like, she was really fun and like a cool girl. And I mean, we started making out, right? We were like, she was like, let's get some attention. Like, the guys were looking at us. It was like, we're
at a club,
you're
you're dancing, 20s. You're drinking, you're having fun.
And so I'm like, oh, well, my boyfriend is going to like this because, he's been wanting this to happen. And instead he flips out at me, like screaming, how like, what are you trying to do? Do you want to go home with her instead? Like, it was like, but again, like, he needed to always assert his power over me. And so I think it was because it was without his blessing, or he wasn't included, or he was always a mind fuck.
Yeah, but that's what the episode really comes down to. It has nothing to do.
Actually, it has nothing to do with this. That was kind of like a separate, interesting thing, though.
Well, that was the impetus for even having this conversation, was acknowledging that I know I've been in situations with us, you've been in situations with us where, whether it's the way that we make drinks or the way that we cook or the way that we do those things, like, where you're like, no, that's not the way to do it. And you're like, why?
What?
Like, that why is such an important question of just, well, why are you suddenly changing your mind and just freaking out right now? Why has this become this issue?
Why do you need to control?
Why do you need to control this? And also, why do we feel the need, whether to be controlling or to allow ourselves to be controlled in relationships? And I think it comes down to, in large part, how when we start dating somebody, there's this thing of, how do I say it? There's this like connection of the closer we get, the more ownership each of you has over the other. Like it's this weird thing of, well, you can't do that because we're dating. You're like, no, I can do that because until we've talked about what the boundaries of this relationship are, I have I can date people until we decide that we're not both dating other people. Or,
well, yeah, you have to talk about what boundaries you'd like in place, and also sometimes you don't want to abide by those boundaries, and that's okay as long as you communicate that, and the other person can decide whether they want to stay or not. Like that, it doesn't mean you should submit to this person's request. It means, okay, well, this is what you'd like from me. This is what you want out of the relationship. Does that work for me? I wish I had the power and the confidence to say, no, bye. Like, no, like I'm going to do what I want. I'm not trying to hurt you, but please don't like exert this like strange, like need for power over me. It's dominance. Yeah. Like what?
It's a control that I don't like, that I ever felt, that I don't like, that I ever felt kind of put upon me. It's
a slippery slope though, when you find yourself in a relationship like that, where, it's when someone's trying to exert their power or dominance over you. Put in the comments if you've ever been in a relationship like that or witnessed a friend that was in a relationship like that, because that's always rough too. And like trying to get through to that friend, it's a slippery slope, man.
So our friend Renee put something up today, speaking of like how we treat our friends versus how we treat ourselves. Renee Marino, check her out. She put up something that said, and I've said this to you a lot before. I don't know if I've said it on the channel, but treat yourself the way you would treat a friend, like a true friend.
Yeah.
Treat yourself the way you would treat your best friend. And I think we have talked about it in one of the earlier videos on the channel.
Yeah.
But treat yourself like we're so kind to our friends. We go out of our way for our friends. We give our friends the benefit of the doubt and we say, you deserve better. Why are you with this piece of shit?
Yeah.
And like then we get to ourselves and we're like, you're never going to be happy if you don't accept this. Like this is as good as it gets.
Well, we talked about it last week where we're like, until we cultivate that self-awareness, we don't know how to, ask for or teach people how to treat us. Like we don't have enough self-respect until we really figure out what that is. And that is interesting because it's hard to do that for yourself.
Yeah.
Like we'll gossip about like, oh, this person really could do better. This person, like, I can't believe they're putting up with that. Like
these things. Why do they just like let him walk all over her?
But it's easy to do that for someone else. Try doing it for you. It's hard to be that honest with yourself sometimes.
You know what I found? It's actually a little bit less about, or what I feel is that it's less about being honest with yourself, because a lot of us are unfortunately honest with ourselves and then still don't do anything about it.
So the action after you recognize it.
We're honest. Unfortunately, I believe that we are extremely honest with ourselves, and let us know in the comments what you think about this and how you track this or how this relates to you. I think that we are extremely honest with how we feel about situations, and then we push all of that down so that we can have momentary comfort. Because if we dealt with what this feeling actually is, there's long-lasting effects.
Yeah.
So once again, we push away the things that will give long-lasting, like the things that are harder, that take longer, we won't do. We'll do the easy thing that in the short term will help us right now. And I mean, that's a life thing that, I think a lot of people, especially in our generations and the generations that have come after us, are more into. And I mean, our world is built on that, the social media, all of this stuff. It's very now. And so we do these things that are now. And I don't know that relationships haven't been affected by that. I don't know the studies or the statistics on it. But are you like, we we just want comfort. I just want this.
Right.
And even though you smell like cheese and garlic,
it's better than being alone.
It's better than not hugging her right now. She doesn't smell like cheese or garlic, surprisingly.
What a poop this morning.
I'm just saying.
He's railing on me with the snoring and
No, the snoring was so cute. It was just heavy breathing. It was so heavy though. It sounded like snoring.
I can't with you.
It was very
Should we
loud.
go to the comments?
I had my headphones in. I could still hear it.
No, you couldn't.
I could.
You have noise canceling headphones.
I know. It's the heaviest breathing ever.
Right.
All right.
You have
let's
better
get in
eyes
here.
than me.
I got you. Hold on. From the top. Sound is great. Hello, everybody. Fachette, enjoying my almost evening. Fachette, what do you got? What do you got to drink?
What you drinking?
What you got tonight? Everyone's doing well. Had a great weekend. You guys are so cute over here. I love this. Courtney Kennedy, sorry I'm late. Just finished uni. On the way back to work. Boyfriend is babysitting, so I had to make sure he knows what he's doing. Fair enough. That's probably a good idea. Definitely.
That's cute.
I don't know anybody that would do that. Exactly, Megan. Mel, Megan, my old boss told me I deserve nothing but the best, and I'm praying I have found that in the guy I've been talking to for the past month and a half. Okay, Megan. Everybody give Megan a round of sound. I Megan, like that. Keep us posted.
So great, because I remember, what was it? Not even.
It was a year ago.
I guess it was almost a year ago. You were going through all of that with that a-hole. I'm so happy. So happy for you. I love that.
All right, Claire, I've been in a few controlling, abusive relationships, but back then I thought I didn't deserve better, and now I'd rather stay single and love myself. Come on, everybody.
I mean, it's just better. Like,
it's so much better.
Someone made a comment on a video, and because I'm doing work on the site and trying to backtrack, and I just couldn't even get into it. And
we're so close, guys, to the site. We're so close.
So many life things have come up, but either way, so I was like, I forget even what video it was, and I don't think he's one of our subscribers. I think he just commented, and I was like, I do not have time to dive into this. But he was arguing the fact that it's more painful, and he's heard from other people also that it's more painful to stay single and just hold out for, that romantic, perfect movie love, instead of just, why isn't good enough good enough, And
was that on that video?
I don't know. I think it might have been on that video.
We'll have to find. I would like to talk to that person.
On that person.
No, I just want to talk to them and know why they feel.
And I was like, dude, that seems not good. And I think there's something maybe going on within you that you really need to recognize, like that, knowing that you've settled, like that's strange.
You're still alone.
You're still alone, so you're just taking up space and time with someone else. That's fine, I guess, to have a companion, but no, you can have friends, you can have dogs, you can have yourself,
you can
live a banging life by yourself.
Like, you can still date,
because there's a sadness if you've settled, then you're not entirely fulfilled regardless. So why?
Yeah, I don't understand I'm interested to talk to them, because I don't understand what the concept. And if you do feel like this, we can start this conversation now, throw it in there. I don't think anybody here does, but if you do, throw it over there.
I understand that it's
easier.
Yes. And have I, done that? Yes.
A lot of us have done that. That's the entire point that we're trying to keep
part of our growth.
To find the love you deserve is not to do that.
Right.
The love you deserve is not good, and is not just good enough. Is not, well, this is good enough.
Yeah.
If you say that about anything, like, well, this is good enough. I mean, that.
Okay. But I mean,
would you
sort of like having a very unsatisfying meal? You're like,
I was just thinking that.
Most of us are like, I don't want this. I actually would rather not eat this than eat it.
Now also, let me throw this out there. You're like, man, I'm pretty hungry, but you have a meal. You can have another meal. You can have another meal. You just have to get up and make it. We just want to sit there and have that meal. Or when something gets really cold, like you heat it up and then it gets cold and you're like, man, I sure wish this was hot. You could do the work and get up and go to the microwave, and
That's a great
just
analogy.
fucking heat it up. But instead, you're like, this is good enough. That's how I see that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Where you settle. But I think that we, in so many ways, have been taught that settling is common, and therefore,
which
it's extremely common. But I think because because people argue against true love because they associate true love with Hollywood true love, which are two very, very different things, which we've talked about. True love is something that is so incredibly special. This is a make-believe construct that exists in moments, fleeting moments, and also just on date night and like in little bits where you like look at each other. There's those moments, but these are just moments. The relationship is 100,000 billion galaxies more of moments than just these little things.
It's interesting. I think a lot of people settle or put up with, or all kinds of things because they haven't seen this modeled for them, this relationship that really, or the love that they really do deserve. Absolutely. They haven't seen it modeled, whether it's their parents or their friends or any family, whatever, other than on TV, which is not that's not actually true love. That's just scenes written, a couple of little moments.
And occasionally they're written well,
right?
But most of the time they're written the way that we've seen those scenes written before,
right? But just because you haven't witnessed it in real life doesn't mean that you can't have that. You could break the chain. You could be the first of your friends and family to say, I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to wait and find what I deserve.
And also, again, this is why we fucking love dating.
Yeah.
If knowing what we know now, like dating would have been so much more fun, even if we dated the same people.
Yeah.
Just knowing what we know now, because we would have at least been like, shit, I'm learning this from you. You fucking suck. But at least I'm learning.
Yes.
Like about this. And this is definitely something I don't want. And I journal it down. And this is something I definitely don't want. And this is, I journal. And you wouldn't cause yourself so much pain and grief because you might be like, hey, and this is the counter argument, kind of playing devil's advocate along with anonymous commenter.
Okay.
That I would say, being in a relationship that's just like dating around, that's good enough. Mm-hmm. That's fine as long as you're not misrepresenting. Like if they say, do you want to get married? And you're like, I don't want to spend the rest of my life with you, but you do it because whatever, it's comfortable. Or you have a child with them because it's comfortable. Like those things, that's where I get all fucked up and go, well, now there's so many other issues that are involved here. If you're just dating somebody and you're like, and look, we both know this isn't like the best thing ever or the worst thing ever, but like, I'm okay with it.
Sort of passing the
time.
Cool.
Like we like having sex with each other. This is fun. You both, you like watching Night Animals on Earth, on Netflix. I love it. We've been watching this show on Netflix. Night Animals. What is it? Night on Earth, I think it's called. It's not called Night Animals, but that's what we call it. And like, I could, if you just it sucked. You were just like the most blasé person.
Okay.
And we were dating, but like we were like, yeah, I really like this show. Like this is something we like, and we was thanks, and like we was having fun, and like we had like a little bit of fun, but it wasn't forever. And we both kind of felt that, and like, cool, whatever.
Are you saying Night Animals is boring?
No, I'm saying it's so good. I'm saying if you find certain things you dig about somebody and you want to date them and explore it, and then halfway through you're like, okay. Just don't lie to them.
Don't lie to them.
It's super easy. Just don't fucking lie about how you feel. And as long as you're honest about that, it's not easy. It's simple. It's not easy. I say that all the time.
How many times, put this in the comments, how many times have you said I love you back to somebody and you shouldn't have?
Oh.
I mean,
I don't mean the first time, because sometimes you get caught up in the
Oh, I mean the first time.
Oh.
I mean the first time, because you do get caught up in the either the magic of someone saying I love you the first time to you. I have been caught up in the guilt. I don't want to hurt this person. So I'm going to say it back. But all I did in that moment was reinforce something that I don't feel. That's a lie. You know, I like you. I care about you a lot. I guess we're having fun enough, but I don't love you like that, like back. Like I love you like a friend, but like that's not what you mean. So like let's not mince words here.
I love you so much for that.
I
I do
know.
actually though.
But I love you.
I just
too,
wanted you to know
but
that.
there have been times where you haven't said I love you back to somebody that you didn't.
Oh no, I definitely have. But I'm saying it on the opposite end. Like the first time I said I love you to any serious relationship, I genuinely meant it, and then as time progressed,
you're like, I don't love you anymore.
it, and I was like we would say it back and forth.
Okay, love you, bye.
Yeah, but even when they would be like, you know, like you'd have a fight, and then they'd be like, I love you. And I was like, I should break up with you immediately because this is
that's
not worth
a whole
it.
other thing.
I know. No, it's not. I don't think it's a whole other thing. I think it's.
No, I mean it's the second though. Like that's another box of
yes, it's another. You open Pandora's box, and this is what's in the bottom of it.
Right.
Okay. No, I'm just saying when. I think that our friend that we talked about on one of the recent episodes, who was married, and then he and his wife grew apart, and they amicably came to each other and were like, I love you, but I don't want to be married to you anymore.
Yeah, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Right. But what I'm trying to, we're all, you know, when someone is not like, I love you, like, they're like, no, I'm in love with you. I see stars and fireworks. Like, they weren't saying that anymore.
You know what, though? The one time that somebody really came to me and professed that they felt like they were falling in love with me, I am proud to say that I did not make the mistake of, I was like, I don't feel this way. It wasn't. It was not funny, and it was one of the hardest things because this person had been incredibly good to me, had done a lot for me in a short amount of time, and I understood. Yeah. I understood that, but I was going on tour, and I was like, oh yes, I'm not feeling the way that you are about this. And so I am going to go. And that's hard, but it was gnarly, but I was proud that I didn't, I don't want to say I didn't give false hope because I didn't break up with them in that moment, which I should have. But you saved
her a lot of pain in the long run.
I hope so.
You know, I think you saved I
could have saved more though. And I think that that's something that's important, is that a lot of times we give ourselves these little fucking congratulatory pats on the back about relationships and the things that we do, or, you know, in our day-to-day lives, we give ourselves these pats on the back and say, oh, well, we did pretty good. Well, I didn't do that bad. Well, at least I didn't do that thing, or at least I didn't do that. No, how about every once in a while we take a step back and are fully self-aware and say, no, I didn't do that thing. Yeah. Like, but I could have done better. But don't like, you know, sit there and punish yourself. I think once you acknowledge it, you're like, I better learn though for next time. There's a middle ground between all of these things. And I think that's where the sweet spot is. The sweet spot doesn't come from, what somebody said the other day, it was this very extreme, John Gorski sent me something. Somebody, there's some relationship coach somewhere online, and he said, look, instead of ghosting, P.S., if you haven't seen it, check out our millennial lingo video up here in the corner where we talk about ghosting. Yeah, I tied it all together. Over a year ago. Wow. I mean, that was a while back. Yeah. That was fun. Okay, I want to do another one. I thought about that earlier. I want to do another one of those soon. Another lingo thing? Yeah, another lingo thing, except I'm going to be asking you questions. So that you guys can get the full effect of all of the fun words that she does not know. I know a lot now. So this relationship coach said, instead of ghosting, send your person a message that says, hey, I understand your feelings for me in this situation, but I don't feel the same way. I don't reciprocate those feelings. I respect you as a human being and a person and your spirit, but I am not connected to you emotionally right now. Thank you and goodbye. And I said, that's fucking crazy. Like that's.
I don't think it
if
needs
I
to
got
be
that message, I just no,
like-
and like I said to John,
Yeah.
I said, look, I can actually see you saying that because you speak in this is in your vernacular. This is something you do. This is how you talk. And that's, if I sent that text to anybody, they'd be like, you are a lying piece of shit. Just say you don't want to date me.
Also, it depends on how many dates you've gone on, how far it's. If you just like kind of ghosted, if you've been on like a date or two, I don't think we need to go that far. Like unless.
I don't think we ever need. I almost don't.
Like,
I mean, obviously, ever. Like, if you've been dating for
Not
years,
ever, yeah.
there's a larger conversation. Don't fucking text somebody. But ghosting has to do with
ghosting
only
is like a
few
quick
dates.
Oh, right. It wouldn't be
Like-
like a lot because that would be then a breakup. Like,
Yeah,
you just
like,
ghost
if
your
you're-
long-term boyfriend.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'd be
I
like,
mean, you can.
bye.
That's kind of
Like,
hot in a weird way.
Like just.
But you know what I mean? Like, if you, I think what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
it's not that, but it's also not just ghosting. There's a middle ground. That's the sweet spot. Is going, look, what is my truth? If I'm being honest, just texting someone being like, hey, I had a good time, but this just isn't for me.
Yeah.
Then that's it. It literally doesn't need to be more than that, but the not doing anything is wrong, and doing too much with this whole over qualification. Like,
It almost makes you more self-conscious, I think.
Yeah.
If I don't know if I was to get a message like that, how I'd be like, I know my spirit's good. Get out, bye. Like,
go. I had a great time with me.
No, I don't know. Yeah, that's a little much though.
I'm just saying, in general, I think that we tend towards extremes, and that there is something in the middle that is worthwhile, and that often gets relegated to the sides and to the unnecessary bin.
Right.
Whereas I think it is necessary. Just find out what your truth is. Don't over-explain it. Don't under-explain it. Obviously, classic over-explainer over here. Like, just saying.
All right, let's read this.
Eat your face.
Oh.
Sorry, Army Hammer.
Wait, where did we? Okay.
Took me a while to learn how to love myself. Glad I love myself now. I love that, Megan.
Nice.
Mel, both my best friends have just left controlling relationships. It's tough to watch it happen, and they're so loved up and blind to it. But they just left those, right?
So they're in the beginning stages of being really aware and
That's amazing.
taking control. Oh yeah. How do I do this?
I'm so happy to hear that. Good for you, Mel. I hope you push them in that direction. Court, we all got $100. You missed it. Solid. Tonight I have my warm Irish coffee.
Ooh.
We
St.
should
Patrick's
maybe
Day tomorrow.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna wake up to an Irish coffee. T, if you guys need any help pushing these lives, let me know. Would love. I mean, I might actually throw you in here as a moderator, T. We got to figure that out once I understand what that.
I think there
means.
is a way to do that, but yes.
Yes. Claire, I'm happy on my own. No one can love me as much as I love myself. Nowadays, I'm waving my own flag. Hell, wave that flag. I just need to learn not to be clingy. Megan, you can have cats. I got to.
Exactly.
I'm clingy too, but nothing's wrong with loving someone that much.
That's the thing. I think we have to really
we've
define
opened a new box. I'm into this.
Clingy. I mean, Megan, I'm curious to know what you think clingy is and how you think you're being clingy for you. Yeah, exactly, Claire. Because I think that some people might say that I'm clingy, that we're clingy to each other. Yeah, but I think
like Velcro.
There are times I love being around you, and whenever I have been in love with somebody, I do want to be with them all the time. Isn't that the point of finding love? And if someone tells you you're being clingy, I don't know, are you being just lovey-dovey with them, or are you being like, hey, don't leave me, don't spend time with your friends, don't see your family? Like, that's a different ballgame, and we know the difference between. I mean, maybe that is actually clingy or whatever. But
one of our first videos was about alone time.
Right. And
one of our more recent videos was about alone time.
Yes.
Time and space. Like, you do need that. So if you find that you have trouble with that, I think good on you for being self-aware.
Yeah.
And, figuring out how to step back.
And a lot of people, it kind of, sometimes it's scary to spend time alone. I mean, I've never actually witnessed this because I require a lot of alone time, but I have friends that are like, I just would rather be with somebody, a friend, even not even a romantic. Like I would rather. I don't like to do this thing by myself. I don't like to. Whereas I'm like, I'd like to be alone all day until But I don't know. They would just.
If I see one person other than you a week, that's not just like a total stranger in a store.
Yeah.
I'm
well, I know a lot of people are like, I can't go. Big week. But like, I have friends that are like, I'm going to the mall. Does anyone want to come? It's nice if you want to have a friend day, but they do this to a point where they can't go to the mall by themselves. I'm like, why can't you walk around a store by yourself? That's weird to me. I also use it to think and like clear my mind. Like, I don't know, it's interesting. Yeah. But either way, clingy though, I think people have given it a twisted bad rap. So like, explore that maybe, Yeah.
Or maybe we define clingy more specifically.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what you say about that, because like you said, clingy, you are not clingy. That does carry a negative connotation.
It does.
And I'm fine with that having a negative connotation, because we do need some kind of descriptors here.
Right.
That separate being clingy from liking to share your time with somebody.
Right.
Because there are people, like you said, that again, the other extreme of someone who doesn't ever want to go to the store without a friend or this, or doesn't ever want to be away, and like, well, where are you going? What are you doing? Where are you going?
Yeah.
There's also the other extreme where, and I find that this tends more towards men, is where they're like, and how many times have you seen this line in a movie? Man, I can't wait to go on that trip and get away from the old ball and chain. What?
Like what?
The fuck are you talking about? You can't wait to get away from your wife? That's
horrible. That's
very
horrible.
Strange. That's a strange thing.
But I think that
that's not to say that she never wants to get away, like out of the house. Again, we take personal time, but the open act of just wanting to get away from your spouse.
But don't apologize for like Claire said, and I think Claire even don't apologize for loving someone so much that you want to share with them and you want to be with them, in whatever time you can. Obviously, being respectful of each other's space, but I don't know.
You know what? I will say this: we had an issue early on where and this is not necessarily clingy, but it does fall into the oversharing, which I think is very similar, where once you opened the floodgates of me sharing emotionally, I was like, I'm going to tell you everything I ate and what every bite tasted like. And this one, I had a piece of popcorn and it got stuck in my throat. And then the next one was fine. And then the next one, I was sharing.
I was sort of
everything.
Like, honey, I'm not a dumpster.
And
I love you.
She finally had to tell me, like, I love you. Shut up. Don't tell me everything that you think. Don't. And also, I wasn't giving you space to tell me anything.
Right.
And sometimes you're going to find that space. I heard this was a really cool thing that I learned in Psycho 101 or 102, something like very basic.
Okay.
But it was talking about in therapy, the silence is really often where you're going to find the next step. That's where you're going to find the beauty, the beautiful things that are said, the things that you need, or that this person needs. Sometimes it's in you not responding with whatever you're thinking and just letting them track it themselves and respond.
That's
which is
magic.
Which is one of the points of good therapy, good psychology, good therapy specifically.
Yeah. I love that.
Helping you help yourself to work through things.
Yes.
That's the goal. It's not just to blah and then be like, okay, that person just talked.
But again, you can only have that if you have space and time with yourself and time to think. Yeah.
And I know that we've talked a lot about. I know on the refinery we've talked a lot about therapy. We haven't talked as much about therapy, and we should totally do one.
We should.
But super healthy, it's a great idea. And I'll give you one major reason why, so that I don't give away the whole video. But one major reason that therapy is so good is because it gives you that freedom. It gives you that moment, that silence that you have literally paid somebody to just, it's not to just talk to somebody. I used to say that all the time. Well, it's just like, that's why we have friends. Well, I'm going to pay somebody just so they can listen to me.
Don't dump on your friends.
It's not
That's
about
a hard lesson that I have learned, that you've learned, people you love. Pay a professional so that you feel comfortable taking up space and time. It's because it is literally your time that you're paying for. And if you get a good one, also shop. You know what? I'm gonna stop. What's that? We're opening up. It's just that you have the power in that moment to say and think through and be quiet, but also then to start talking if you want, to go down roads, and there's doctor-patient confidentiality. Like you have a freedom and a safety with someone who is completely ambivalent about the situation. That's important. Okay, we'll go back to the comments. Where are we at? I think a lot of people are clean. Claire, how you doing today? Good. Was meant to have my first vaccine tomorrow, but they had to move it. How are you? Congrats. The guy I'm talking to told me that when we meet, Friday nights are date nights, and I just laugh because I never go out. But he says he wants to show me off. That's cute. Shit, Megan. Okay. I love that. All right, Claire, you deserve to be treated like a queen. Don't accept. See, this is what I love. These are good friendships community. Building. This community right here. You guys are giving each other the love that you deserve. This is great. Oh. It's also nice when you have, people that kind of hold you to the standard we've decided. Yes, and the community standards. And you kind of have to like check community guidelines. It's sort of like Weight Watchers. Like we all are in it together. Like we like hold each other up, and like you got to check in, so you don't want to have whatever. Yeah, you take a second. Yeah. You really take it more seriously. I like that. That's awesome. Always listen to your heart when it comes to relationships. Will never lead you the wrong way. It knows what it wants. Yes. Hey-o. Come on, T. Oh, I think I skipped a bunch. There we go. Off and back to work. See you later, Megan. She's gone. Kids, I love these nature shows on Netflix. It's the best. Animals at Night, Planet Earth, all of it. Tons of love. Courtney Kennedy, totally agree with you. When loving a person, you have to really mean it and not just lead the other person you're in love with to think you love them. Have to show them. Absolutely. Yeah. Action over time. Love equals action over time. Kelly Goff. Sorry I'm late. My boyfriend's kittens came over this morning, and I was doing uni with my mic and camera, and my tutor knew that there were kittens there, and we all just sat there cooing over them. Did minimum work. You know what? Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need a little animal love. Why not? That's like half our lives. Everybody, hi Kelly. Thanks, Colt Ang, for the opportunity. And to anyone who follows my personal Instagram, is private but might go public soon. Okay. Oh. What? How's your eye? Thank you, Claire. And did you get the spark plugs done? I did not get the spark plugs done yet. I'm going to. And my eye is fine. It's as fine as it's going to be. Yeah. Claire sent you a video, I think, on the spark plugs. So we have to watch it. At least we haven't gotten to it yet. Again, I've been watching tons of videos. I've got your video. I'm gonna watch all of the videos, but I am now just worried about doing it myself. Oh, in the garage, because if I do in fact fuck it up, could it catch on fire? No, but I could ruin the Jeep. Oh, I don't want to do that. There we go. Okay, never mind. That's how I get her on board. Sorry for offloading about my history in the email. What? No way. No. All right, everybody. So we hit Thursday's episode, excuse me. Thursday episode. That's what we just talked about. But Friday was the recap of the refinery. Highlights. The highlights from our favorite moments of season 2, John's, mine, and Brandon's. And I am so excited. I wanted to talk about these a little bit just in case I didn't catch it, because it was nice to kind of go through the season again and go, okay, what really did stand out to me? What are those moments that I really did appreciate and really did want to go back over? And John's was about
John's was about doing something your future self will thank you for. He said whenever he goes to make a choice or a decision, he does his best to think, if I was to meet my future self in this moment, would they be like, yeah, you should definitely do that? Or would they be like, please don't do this. You're making it so much harder on me in your future.
Right.
And I responded to that. I like that. And I've seen that saying on a couple of coffee mugs, do something today your future self will thank you for.
Yeah.
Which I really, really like.
Diana Ross actually has a quote or a saying that I think it came out of an interview, but she says it a lot now. It was sort of about, how do you find the motivation when she was young? How do I find the motivation to keep going and creating? And how did I get to where I was? And she says, I always looked at where I wanted to be in the future, and then where I was now, and then I literally just plotted how I was going to get there. Like I literally did I made a plan. Literally, like it's not magic.
No, but none of it is. Which actually leads me.
It's similar, like
but that leads me perfectly to mine. So my favorite thing, and we expand on each of these in the video, but mine was about. You guys remember when The Secret came out? Everybody loved The Secret. It came out and everybody was like, oh my God, Secret. Like all I've got to do is just wish for it. If I wish for it and if I think hard enough about it, it'll happen. Except that's not true at all. And what I didn't like about The Secret when you showed it to me was that the actions behind it, it's the actions you take. It's Diana Ross didn't go, man, I really want to be famous. She did every little thing to get to that future self that she wanted to be.
Yes.
She mapped it out and did those things.
If you guys aren't familiar too, The Secret is basically just the published book that came out about 15 years ago. I think it's the 15-year anniversary. And it's just all about the law of attraction. But these people sort of branded the law of attraction and called it The Secret. And so everyone was like, what is The Secret? How do I, and it basically is just about manifesting and law of attraction. But what they did not do is a good job of explaining, well, it's more than just sitting in my bedroom and visualizing and praying or whatever
Making vision boards and doing those things, which are all fun arts and crafts, but they actually get in the way of long term. It's like, that's like sharpening your mental axe, but then you actually have to take action.
Yes.
Right. And we talk about that with love all the time. I believed I would find you, but I also actively sought you out. And then once we got together, I actively sought to be the man that I told you that I would be and the person I told myself I would be.
Yes.
And I work every day for those things. It's constant action.
We prioritize that so much though. And that's why we're doing it, I'm so sorry, go ahead. No. Oh, I was going to say, like, some people, they have on paper, they look better in certain categories than others, right? Mm-hmm. But you might find that you spend more time on the categories that you're doing really well on and just sort of wishing or complaining, well, I wish I had more money. Well, what are you doing in that category? You might have really great friends or family and you put a lot of time into them, but do you put a lot of time into printing out your finances and going through and making a plan and, saving $5 here and there, like whatever it is, like, did you put that same time into that as the thing that, is going well for you?
And also, I think we say a lot of things that we want, but we don't want to do the things. We want to have things.
Yeah.
But if you just, Stella Adler talks about this in Art of Acting. She says if you just shot to the top as an actor, she says, if you just shot to the top and you never had to just stand on stage and hold a spear and learn how to hold that spear and know, like, this is what I have to do and be the guard in the Roman, in the Shakespearean play. And if you just shot to the top and were suddenly Hamlet,
right,
you would be the poorer actor for it because you would have never taken that journey. You wouldn't know anything about why you got to where you were. You wouldn't have all of those layers and levels that are in there, which is why I've said a million times that, all Broadway performers should have to swing. Like you should all, like, because it gives you an appreciation for the work. Now, the point being, if you just met the person that agreed with everything that you ever did forever, I'm guessing, would not be happy because there's no growth for you from that point. They're just agreeing with everything you say. They're yes people. that's not what true love is.
No.
It's been hyper romanticized, like we always say, through this Hollywood lens that is total bullshit, with little pieces of not bullshit.
I mean, we though are constantly in conversation all day, every day about literally everything under the sun and sharing our opinions. And oftentimes our opinions end up the same or similar, but it's only because we have explored around the sun and back and moon like 12 different times. And you take the time to like have these conversations with me. You know, if you find something, you're like, well, what do you think about this and why? And what do I think? And, you know, and it's just really interesting, but it's a constant work for us. Like it never ends in this house. Well, sometimes I'm like, babe, put a cap on it. I need a drink.
We talked about this literally last night. We, and this is the last thing that I'll say before we move on to Brandon's, part of the recliner.
Oh yes, sorry.
And then kind of wrap everything up. But last night I got done at the gym at what, like 9 o'clock. Come back in, and she made martinis. And instead of sitting down and just like watching TV or even reading, like, because I told her that recently, I was like, I just want to take some time and like read more. I need to put more time into reading.
Right.
And instead of doing that, or just watching TV, or just like getting on our computers and fucking off, like we sat there and I stretched and you stretched and we had martinis and we talked for 2 straight hours. And I realized halfway through it, oh, this is that work. This is the thing.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it a million times. We've told you a million times that that's why we started this channel. But the truth, it really is true. We do that every night.
We do this every night. Like the camera turns off and we go.
We're going to do it as soon as this camera turns off. We're going to keep talking about these things and about the Thursday episodes and about, you know, game nights. And like, we're going to, it's constant, and it's not because of the channel. The channel is a byproduct of those conversations. The point being, that's the work. Mm-hmm. And it's not work. Sometimes it kind of is. Sometimes you're like, I don't want to fucking talk anymore. But sometimes you need to. And like you just said, sometimes you're like, no, we got to cut it. And sometimes we just have to cut it. Right.
But push yourself to not just about love. Read the news. Like, what are your opinions?
Yes.
Like, develop opinions. They don't have to be like set in stone, you know, don't live in absolutes, but develop an opinion, you know, from research you did, and then share it with somebody. And then, you know, like see how that changes. But that's part of the growth. Like, you know.
Yeah. If you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Exactly.
Do we want to comment, or do you want to do Brandon?
Oh yeah, let's do the Brandon one real quick,
okay.
And then we'll go to the comments. Okay. So last one was Brandon's. Brandon Alexander, Brandon G. Alexander. His was about not letting relationships just stay stagnant. So whether that's that you've stayed away from somebody, like after you've broken up with somebody, he had a situation where he really wanted connection. And there was one person who he knew would be able to offer that kind of energy. Mm-hmm. And they had previously dated and they had broken up, and he hadn't talked to her for a very long time. And he just called her seemingly out of the blue. But because they had this specific connection, and because this is the way that the universe ended up working out and that she responded, they ended up talking, and it made him feel so much better, and it reconnected him so much. And so, as I think I wrote it down over here better than how I'm saying it, being malleable with relationships when necessary. Mm. And I think that's important to expand on, especially in the future, like in a longer form video, but being malleable with your relationships. And that means like, there are times where I love this monster more than anything in the world, but I will not talk to her all day because I have to do work. There are times at night where you're like, okay, what about that? And then what about, and I'm like, I'm never going to get this video edited if we keep doing this. Like, we can't hang out until I'm done with work, and that happens vice versa, where during the day, you're usually sending emails and I'm like, did you see this? You want to see the video? You want to see this? Check out this thumbnail. Look at this. Right. And look what I can do. And there are times where even within your relationships, as they grow, you have to be malleable. You have to accept that, look, I'm in a place where, you said this the other day. You okay? I said, yeah, why? You said, you're quiet. I said, I just realized I haven't been quiet very much lately. And I took the rest of the day to just kind of be like, and even myself out. That can happen on a larger scale, especially, well, on I guess a smaller scale when you're dating, or a larger scale when you're dating with regards to like contacting people, not contacting people. I think be malleable with the hard lines that you draw sometimes,
Yes.
because as your situation changes, those lines inevitably are subject to change. And not being hard on yourself and letting that happen, I think is a good thing.
I think so too. I think Melly, I always say stay flexible. Like the key to any good relationship, one of the keys, there's a billion keys, but is staying flexible.
Yeah.
Like I know some people that are so unwilling to even just try new things with like someone they just met. Well, I don't do that. Well, why? Why not just, who cares? It's not like a big deal, you know? And they're just like, well, I just don't. Okay, well.
All right. Enjoy that.
Should we go comments?
Yeah, let's check them out. Have to go by. You're worried, get someone you know who's good with cars to be there with you. Oh yeah, I'm still gonna do the work. I just need somebody to like look over it.
Right.
That way we can make sure that they keep me from breaking the car.
Claire, talking of game night, recently got Disney Trivial Pursuit. Ooh,
What?
I've never played Trivial Pursuit.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I don't know if I would be good at it, but that sounds really fun.
Disney DVD bingo, come on. Missing game night. Well, we got some coming soon.
Yes.
Soon enough. I like that people miss it though. Yeah, it's so much fun. I gotta check this out. Kelly, I don't have a lot of luck with houseplants, and my roommate had to kindly tell me to adjust my care for it because it's not thriving, it's surviving. I think that's good advice for relationships. Everybody, throw a like in there.
That's
for
funny,
Kelly.
Kel.
Jeez, that got me.
That's funny. Also, side note, I kill every single plant that we get. Also, I don't know.
Yeah, we have nothing.
They
but
don't
fake
thrive
plants anymore.
I've tried so many times.
They don't thrive and they don't survive. They come in the front door of the house and they're like, "This is where I die. This is where."
Yeah, I feel bad getting them at this point. So.
Oh.
But that is good relationship advice.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Oh my gosh.
All right, y'all.
Is it time? It's time.
It's
We will
time.
plan game night soon, we promise. We have a collab with Bride Life, so we're trying to figure out when that would be. Also, yeah. It's gonna be great. Have a great week. We'll see you Thursday. Not live, but episode.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
And let us know, again, in the comments below here, if there's anything that's on your brains lately. We have a couple of things in the queue of videos that people have requested. But if you have anything else, throw it our way and we'll get it up. Talk to y'all later. Love you. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Buy a cactus, Claire.